Hi, it is Friday the 13th. The 13th of December. I worked today. I'm feeling better today. It is Friday of what is hopefully a very productive weekend. I'm giving you fair warning. The cats are awake. The cats are afoot. Especially this baby cat here underneath of the stool. So for now, she's laying peacefully, except she's licking herself, which is making the camera wobbly. I might need to take her down. For how long, I don't know, because she would just be back. But anyway, so was not happy, are you, baby cat? There's her sister. Today's knitwear is accompanied by a festive little pin. Is a special project because it is made with hand spun. This was the first project that I ever knit out of my hand spun yarn. This hand spun, or this yarn, I should say, was spun on my, sorry for the shakes. This yarn was spun on my drop spindle. It took me 7 months to spin. It was a total of 456 yards of a fingering weight. The fiber was Polworth, and it was called Sherwood Forest. It was, oh, do I not have the company? I don't have the company name, Fat Cat Knits, because I learned to spin at Into the Wool Fiber Retreat 2014, the first one that they had, and I learned to spin there at the event. That's one of the workshops that's always offered. And as my door prize, I actually won a braid of fiber. I remember they asked, "Are you a spinner?" Because they won't give fiber out, you know, if you're not a spinner, you can't use it. And they said, "Are you a spinner?" And I said, "I am now," because I had learned over the weekend. So now I left there pretty disillusioned with spinning. I was having a rough time getting the hang of it, but here we go. We're going down memory lane. That was in May. It was over Memorial Day weekend, and Tour de Fleece that year, which happens in July, that coincides with the Tour de France. I decided to set a spinning goal of spinning 15 minutes a day. I don't even remember what necessarily made me want to pick it back up after the frustration I had. But I picked it back up. I worked on it 15 minutes a day. I think at that time I was getting into, no, that wasn't it. But I'm thinking that I was watching Deep Space Nine at the time, and that 15 minute, this might be the true story. That 15 minutes a day just wasn't long enough. I didn't feel like I was producing enough. My cop wasn't filling quickly enough. So I bumped it up to one episode of Deep Space Nine. And so roughly 45 minutes a day. And within the first week, I was able to learn how to let go of park and draft. I didn't have to do that anymore. So, you know, I know it's a trite thing you hear people say all the time, oh, just 15 minutes a day really will make a difference, or just working at it a little each day. And believe me, it is the truth. It's not just a trite little saying, it is the truth. So I went from, you know, big fat chunky yarn to fingering weight all within that, I think it's a 3-week period. So this was the yarn that I produced, like I said, 456 yards of a fingering weight. Polworth, it was 4 ounces. It's just a 2-ply. And then I finished spinning it in February of 2015. And then 2 weeks later, I decided that I was going to knit with it. So I started the project, and here it is. This is Frisson, and it is written by Brittany Wilson. It's a pretty cool pattern. I don't know how well the lighting is. It's story of my life. It's gray. It's rainy. It's cold. This is not our norm for December, but apparently it's the norm for this December. So anyway, this is a very nice, you know, long, skinny sort of pattern, but it was just enough. I mean, as you can see, again, I've got winter wear that is got its own cowl neck, but that's okay. I wore this anyway because it accented my sweater, or my cardigan, and it was a little something. This is so lightweight. I really like working with my hands, but I don't do it nearly as often as I should, especially not considering how much of a handspun stash I have built up. Decided I was going to get rid of yarn one time, or cut down on the amount of yarn that I was buying, only to realize that when I spin, I am making new yarn. Like, I don't know why I never made that connection before. I think it's because, for me, spinning is, naughty cats. Spinning is about the process. So, well, you're not following directions, big cat. So anyway, that's probably why it didn't occur to me, because I didn't treat it as, something to get the end product. So that's that. I don't think there's anything else I can say about it. So as I said, I worked today. It is 5 o'clock. Went to the liquor store, which I swear to goodness, every time I come on these videos, I feel like I'm talking about the liquor store. I am not an alcoholic, but I had to go get the wine for the mulled wine that I've been gushing about all week, so that I can make that in the morning. I'm going to throw it on the crock pot, put it on warm, and let it simmer throughout the day. I have a feeling that my house is going to smell amazing, because the recipe I found calls for cinnamon sticks and star anise, and I don't remember if cardamom is part of that or not, but definitely some whole cloves. It was kind of pricey to make considering all these spices, but anyway, maybe I can find some other things to use them in. And the recipe I got did not call for cranberries, but I went ahead and got a bag of cranberries anyway, because I figured that's not going to hurt anything either. So I've got that wine, there's a fuzzy flying around, all set to make tomorrow. And then while I was there, I found a bottle of something that sounded good. It was a sweet pineapple. Normally I'm just a white wine kind of gal. I really like, oh my goodness, it just flew right completely out of my head. Moscato, that's it. Normally just, really enjoy Moscato, but anyway, I thought I would try something new. So there's that. So 5 o'clock, I've got my errands run, and I plan to cut the fabric to make those ornaments after I wash the dishes. My husband tried to get to it today, and he ended up just being so busy getting called out to go work that he didn't get to it. So that's fine. It'll take me 10 minutes. I will throw on a couple of Vlogmas videos to watch while I do it, and it'll be done. So I'm going to cut that fabric up and hopefully get that all taken care of so that I can get my my stuff sent out to my partner, so that, give her a merry little Christmas treat. There is an event happening this weekend in our area, in the county, at the fairgrounds. It's a Kris Kringle market, which is based on some of the German Christmas markets that are out there. Vendors, artists and crafters, they will be there. Honestly, I think it's all hand makers, crafters, artisans, because I think I looked at the application, and they did not want any mass-produced items. It was all handmade, so that they were looking for vendors for. So I'm excited about that. I didn't intend to go because I don't have a lot of extra spending money. I didn't want to be tempted, and as much as I would like to support fellow makers, especially fellow makers in the community, I don't have the funds to do that this year. And then I found out that they needed some help on Sunday manning the ticket booth. So I'll be there anyway, which is fine. I get to hang out with my aunt. She is my only blood aunt, and so that'll be a few hours. Well, actually, yeah, I think it's just for the morning, but regardless. So those are my plans for the weekend. Christmas party tomorrow evening, and I'm looking behind the camera here is all those hooks waiting to be waiting for ornaments to be hung on them. So now that I'm feeling better, you know, maybe we can make that happen. So that is that. Nothing else is coming to mind. So I guess that's all I have to say today. I feel like I'm being extremely rambly. I'm sorry if that's how it's coming off. I've just got all the thoughts. Again, I had a little bit of time today, so I was able to make some progress. I think I got 8, I counted them, like 8 rows done on the vest back. I took a picture of where I started and where I ended, so I feel good about that progress. Maybe after I get this ornament taken care of tonight, I can get to my National Lampoon's dadgummit. Either that, or I went on Amazon Prime Video the other evening, and I didn't want to commit to a whole movie, but I found, I think it was Christmas, I don't see it now, but it was like Christmas classic cartoons or something like that. So I was having a good time watching those. Feeling like a kid again a little bit. So my mini today, obviously, is number 13. Somebody told me that not only is it Friday the 13th, but it is a full moon, which actually I know is true because I follow the moon phases. Again, one day I'd love to be a naturalist, but, you know, in the meantime, it's just a great hobby and joy of mine to enjoy the things of the outside. So, enough about that. Let's see what's in this here box, if I can get it open. Must be a really good one. It doesn't want to reveal itself. All right, today is, what is this? Merry Fallmas. This is a classic Unwind Yarn Company colorway. It is one that I really love. It is one that, you know, I derive great joy from. It gives me a giggle to think about, you know, and it's just such a good application of its name. So it's beautiful, autumnals as well as a little bit of classic Christmas color in there. So it's a good one. It's very outdoorsy. It's good stuff. So there we go. Merry Fallmas. And I did end up getting my nails done last night. I did my toes too. So we're all festive. This is A-Lister is the red. It is like a red background with some micro hollow glitter speckles. I think that's that's the technical term, something like that. It's beautiful, whatever it is, whatever its composition is. And the silver, look how fun these are. I hope I'm not too crooked, but the silver is, it's called It's a Wrap. It was some leftovers from last year. Color Street does not endorse this, but I do put my leftovers back in a sealed envelope in the freezer, and I can't get as long of a manicure out of them as I normally do out of a fresh package, but I can get, you know, a few days out of it. So because the packages come with essentially enough strips to do to, they tell you to do, like, you know, your nails and your toes or share it with a friend or whatever. But anyway, I was glad that I still had a few leftovers from last year. So there is that. And on my toes, I just did the A-Lister. So I think that should be hanging around for a good long time. So all that's left is today's fact. Except, where did I hide it for myself? Which tab? All right, I've got 2 because I owed you one from yesterday. And this is a funny one. Jay Livingston and Ray Evans's holiday classic Silver Bells, which I can remember the first time I heard Silver Bells. It was when I was in elementary school and I was taking part in, I can't remember if I was part of the choir or not, but I just remember singing it on stage as a kid in some kind of concert. And I just thought it was the prettiest song. Like, it just, you know, I liked the melody to it. I liked the words. It just was kind of magical to me. But now that I know this fact about it. So Jay Livingston and Ray Evans, I guess, were the songwriters. The song is called Silver Bells, but it was originally titled Tinkle Bells. They changed it when Jay Livingston's wife explained that tinkle is an often used synonym for urination. So, did that give you a giggle? And, all right, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, which I bet you're singing in your head now, is one of the oldest secular Christmas songs, originating in the 16th century in England. So, that is quite old. So, with that, with all these carols rummaging around in your head, I will leave you for this Friday the 13th day of Advent, the 13th day of Vlogmas, and I will see you back here tomorrow, hopefully with a lot of content. Maybe I will be able to announce that I finally finished that ornament and I can shut up about it. So, have a good evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.